can't stay out on the street with a rip in my pants. I feel naked.
You look at you, from behind anyway.
It's all your fault, Toby. You shouldn't have tried to crawl into that fence. I will never get to the baseball game on time.
But Jonathan, I held the poor behind her. Just stuck all over her.
Is it very bad, Toby?
Right, even if no one saw you, you get all those splinters. I guess that's what we get to take care of in the classroom. What are we going to do?
I don't know, Toby. I just know I can't stay out on the street. There were just so many pants smashed up.
What kind of crazy code is this, Jonathan?
I don't know, Toby. See if there's a sign outside.
It says Mr. Driver's Dress Shop. Let's get out of here.
But I can't.
You're out of house, in your head or in your chest. You can't stay here. Come on.
Wait, Toby. Maybe this is a good place to dump you after all. If this is a dress shop, they've got needles and thread and that sort of thing. See if you can find a needle, Toby. You can sew me up.
Okay, well, let's hurry. But Jonathan, I can't sew. Let's get out of here.
Well, if you could have right there.
Oh, you wouldn't dare ask a lady, Jonathan.
No, I guess I couldn't. You'll just have to do it, Toby. Find some thread. My, just look at all the interesting things they have here, Toby. Just think, some people spend all their time in shops like this. Wouldn't it be wonderful to work in such a nice, small shop like this? It's so different from the factory.
Yeah, it's so quiet.
That's not what I mean, Toby. It's just a different world. This is a world of people, Toby, not machines. Someday, if we can save enough out of what Mr. Murdoch pays us, we'll open a shop. A small one like this will be people, Toby.
All I know how to do is make boxes for Mr. Murdoch. Anyway, Jonathan, you never saved enough money to buy a shop.
Why, I've been working for Mr. Murdoch for 3 years now, and I've already saved almost $150.
Gee, I only saved $14.60. Gosh, it'll take 10 years. I don't know if I can last that long.
Sure you can, Toby. Why, I believe you can do almost anything if you really want to.
Well, I bet you could fly.
Sure I could, Toby. If I really wanted to.
Then why don't you, Jonathan?
Because I don't really want to. That's why.
Oh.
But just think how nice it would be to be independent, Toby. You can come and go as you please, open up when you feel like it, close when you want to. You want to go to the ball game, you go. No old Mr. Murdoch to tell you what to do. If this is the guy who wants to go see a baseball game, she just closes up and goes. And there's no sneaking away from an old box factory. Independent. Wonderful word. Look, here's some thread. Now find a needle, Toby, and we can soon get out of here.
We can become tailors, Jonathan. Here's a needle.
Well, here's your chance to find out, Toby. As soon as I get this needle thread, that is.
Like old Mr. Giovanni the tailor. Come into my shop. I'm gonna measure y'all a goal. I'll find you the clothes I'm gonna make. You want to stretch, run up and down like spaghetti. Or around and around like macaroni. How's that, Jonathan? I'm gonna sound like the tailor.
All right, Toby, you sound like a tailor. Now let's see if you can sew like a fat tailor, Toby.
Jonathan, maybe you better, take off your pants.
Off? And here, don't be crazy, Toby. What if someone were to come? Now hurry.
All right, Jonathan.
Ow, Toby, you numbskull. You're supposed to sew the pants, not me.
Sorry, I can't tell where the pants stop and you started.
Well, try again, but be more careful.
Come, Lucy, we must hurry and finish the order for Mrs. Gifford. She'll be here soon. Yes, Mrs. McIver, I'm coming.
Jonathan, you shouldn't be here.
Hurry, Toby, hide.
Some sort. If Mrs. Gifford were a personal friend as well as a good customer, I believe I just have to ask her to wait. But she's so unpredictable.
Did Mrs. Gifford buy this tattoo, Mrs. McIver?
No, Lucy, only the little blue one. She said she may pick out another this afternoon. And Lucy, don't let me forget to put that organdy dress aside for Mrs. Hornbuckle. She said she might be in today, too.
Yes, ma'am, but I don't think Mrs. Hornbuckle ever knows what she wants. She's such a peculiar woman.
I know, Lucy, but we'll start with the organdy. There's no telling where we'll go from there.
Especially if she brings Mr. Hornbuckle. He's a pincher.
A what?
A pincher. He always tries to pinch me.
Well, just try to ignore him, dear. I believe Mrs. Hornbuckle can handle him.
Yes, ma'am. I think she can too.
Oh, me, don't ever go into business, Lucy. It's so confining. When you work for somebody else, when you're through, and you're free to do as you please. But I'll be here all evening working, just to get things ready for tomorrow. If only Mr. MacGyver hadn't died so young, I certainly wouldn't be doing this. My, he was hardly in the prime of life. It seems such a shame. I wish you could have known him, Lucy. He was such a fine man. Well, at least this passes the time, I guess. A widow can't expect much more.
Aren't you happy, Mrs. MacGyver?
Oh, I don't know that I'd call it being unhappy, Lucy, but mine is such a small, small world. I long for the big world outside our little shop, Lucy. If I had to do it all over again, well, I'd go into something like, well, politics.
Oh, Mrs. MacGyver, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. That's a big world. Why, Lucy, I travel all over the country and make speeches, and I do just as I pleased, like the politicians do. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, a vote for Millie MacGyver is a vote for the end of the dress shop. We've got to put a stop to the dress shop. Widows, arise from your downtrodden ways. Don't let a business ruin your days. If it's real freedom you want and a carefree life, close up your shops and end all your strife.
Oh, Mrs. MacGyver, I'll vote for you when we go into politics, Mrs. MacGyver.
We, Lucy? Well, we don't go into politics until Mrs. Gifford's order is ready. Now, find another needle here, and let's get some flour sewed onto this dress so we can get it back.
Yes, ma'am, I'll come right here on the counter. Here it is. Mrs. MacGyver!
What is it, Lucy?
A man! There's a man under the counter!
A man? Nonsense, Lucy. Stop playing now. We're not going into politics, and Mrs. Gifford will be here.
But Mrs. MacGyver, really, a man!
Lucy, we've never had a man under the counter. Why, my stars! It is a man! You are a man, aren't you? Now, come right out of there. We'll have no such thing in this shop.
Jonathan Crooker, ma'am.
Jonathan Crooker, indeed, is it? Now, just what were you doing under my counter? Lucy, call Officer Murphy.
Wait, Mr. MacGyver, we were just shopping for a dress.
We? What do you mean, we, Mr. Crooker? Don't tell me someone else is here.
Oh, well, I'd rather not.
Tony Evers, ma'am.
Oh, how many are there?
Wait, Mr. MacGyver, we can explain. There are only two of us, and we were just interested in your shop, so we stopped in to look around. Isn't that right, Toby?
Yes, just to look at your dresses and everything else.
Just looking around, were you? And just what did you expect to find under my counter? Underwear?
Let's get out of here, Jonathan.
You'll do no such thing until you've explained your presence. Oh, my land, Mr. Crooker! Stand up!
Oops.
You don't need a dress, Mr. Crooker. What you need is a new pair of pants.
Well, gosh, Mr. MacGyver, your shop is very interesting, but, well, my britches ripped and I just couldn't stay out on the street like that. Now, could I, Miss MacGyver?
Of course not.
Lucy! Well, I sympathize with your problem, Mr. Crooker, but that's no excuse for hiding under my counter and eavesdropping.
But we really weren't eavesdropping, Miss MacGyver.
Well, you heard us talking, didn't you?
Well, yes, but we couldn't help that.
Then you were eavesdropping, Mr. Crooker.
Yes, ma'am. But since you have needles and thread and that sort of thing here, we were thinking maybe you could sew my man. Maybe.
Here? In a ladies' shop? Mr. Crooker, don't be
But
absurd.
Miss MacGyver,
See, Jonathan, I told you, we never should have come in.
but I can't go out like this. Miss MacGyver, if you won't make my pants, we should just have to stay in your shop until dark. You can't send me out half-naked.
Now see here, Mr. Crooker.
Mrs. MacGyver, Mrs. Gibson will be here at 2.
It's a public shop you have for Miss MacGyver, and I have a right to be here. Toby, sit down.
But Jonathan, the baseball game?
I can't go without my pants, Toby. Sit down.
Yes, Jonathan.
Lucy, fetch me a needle and thread. Much thread, Lucy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss MacGyver. You're very nice.
Now I can't have you cluttering up my shop for the rest of the afternoon. I have customers coming. Now, Mr. Crooker, take off your pants. Oh, my goodness.
Take off my pants.
Certainly, Mr. Crooker. I can't sew your pants from the outside, you know.
I thought you could.
I guess you wouldn't make a good pants either, Jonathan.
Here's your sunglasses, Mrs. MacGyver.
Thank you, Lucy. Here, Mr. Everett. You may hold up this counter cover up and make a screen for your friend. Lucy, don't ever go into business. It's almost like slavery.
Yes, ma'am. But somebody should come.
You keep an eye on the door, Lucy. I don't think this will take too long, and I don't expect anyone before Mrs. Gifford. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Lucy.
Toby, take my pants.
Jonathan, I can't. I'll drop the cover.
For goodness sake, Lucy, take his pants.
Me, Mrs. MacGyver?
Yes, Lucy, you. My goodness, he's not going anywhere without his pants. Now go get them.
Where are they, Mr. Crooker?
Thank you, Lucy. Now, for heaven's sake, please, finish this bustle on Mrs. Gifford's dress while I see if I can get rid of our gentleman collars.
Thank you, Miss MacGyver. We did rather intrude, I guess.
Well, it was an unusual entrance, Mr. Crooker. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Miss MacGyver.
Perhaps we'd better, Mr. Crooker.
Toby, sit down.
Yes, sir.
That was a very nice speech you gave, Miss MacGyver.
See? You were eavesdropping.
Oh, but not intentionally, though. I guess I just never realized that widows have such a hard time with it, Miss MacGyver.
Oh, it's not just widows, Mr. Crooker. It's anyone who has the responsibilities of running his own business. I've been alone with my shop for 5 years now, Mr. Crooker. It's a tedious life. Very tedious.
I should think it would be, Miss MacGyver. Why, you meet so many interesting people.
Like you and Mr. Evers, I suppose? No, Mr. Crooker, we don't have customers like you every day.
But you do meet many people, Miss MacGyver. You have the world at your doorstep. Why, Toby and I don't meet anyone. We work 12 hours a day in a factory. Now that's tedious, Miss MacGyver. Isn't that right, Toby? Toby, it's not polite to stare.
Of course, Jonathan.
Yes, Miss MacGyver. It's fine to be independent. Someday, Toby and I are going over the shop. Toby wants to be a tailor, I think.
Mr. Crooker, I can see you have no idea of how confining the so-called independence really is. It makes a small world, a very small world. You're going to a baseball game this very afternoon. I've never been to a baseball game, Mr. Crooker, and in the last 5 years, I haven't been to the opera, or ice skating, or anything. I can't leave my shop, Mr. Crooker. It's almost like a prison. And you talk about independence. You have freedom, Mr. Crooker, 12 hours a day and apparently then some. But I live, eat, and sleep my business. If that's independence, sir, I guess I'm independent. I'd love to go to a baseball game, but I can't just run off and do it.
Of course you can. Just come with us.
Yes, Christy Matthewson is set to pitch this. And
Jonathan!
Careful, Mr. Crooker. You're forgetting yourself.
Mrs. MacGyver, it's Mrs. Gifford. She's coming here.
Oh, my land! Now what am I going to do? Now you see what this so-called independence appearance has gotten you? How am I going to explain your presence?
maybe we can hide again, Miss MacGyver.
Please do.
Me too, Miss MacGyver?
Yes, both of you.